2. Welcome! Instead of presenting a rule description, I would like to share a real-world architectural scenario from related healthcare IT. The question behind this case is simple. How do we translate regulatory requirements into stable, scalable system architecture without disrupting clinical operations? This is where healthcare IT architecture becomes more than implementation. It becomes structured system design under constraint. I structure complexity across 3 architectural layers. First, the regulatory layer, interpreting external requirements and modeling compliance risk. Second, the workflow layer, translating those requirements into clinical and administrative processes. Third, the system layer, embedding the model's logic into authorization structures and integration architecture. Architecture is a bridge between these layers. Traditional hospital IT systems were designed primarily for internal documentation. With nationwide electronic patient records, healthcare IT becomes part of a federated data ecosystem. This introduces interoperability requirements, structured concept logic, and cross-institutional data exchange. Regulatory deadlines are not merely compliance milestones, they are architectural catalysts. When modeled correctly, they clarify process boundaries and strengthen system transparency. In regulated healthcare environments, architecture emerges at the intersection of competing constraints. Legal data protection stakeholders require auditability and compliance. Clinical staff require speed and workflow continuity. Administration focuses on liability and documentation integrity. Architecture becomes an equation between safety, efficiency, and scalability. Implementation begins with requirement modeling, defining scope, reversibility, and audit implications. Next comes structured system design, integrating concept logic into existing authorization frameworks. Finally, operational integration ensures that workflows remain stable and transparent. The objective is not technical completion but structural consistency. Let me briefly show how this architectural modeling translates into system reality. The challenge was not simply adding a field, it was embedding structured consent logic into a legacy clinical system without disrupting operations. Here, consent is modeled as a structured, auditable element. Notice, that is not free text, it integrates with authorization logic and workflow processes. Alternative approaches were considered but rejected due to audit limitations and insufficient granularity. The selected architecture ensures compliance while preserving operational continuity. This demonstrates how regulatory requirements can be structurally integrated rather than superficially implemented. Regulatory changes continues. Sustainable healthcare IT systems must remain stable while absorbing evolving legal and clinical demands. Architecture outlasts regulation. The objective is not short-term compliance, but long-term structural resilience. If you are working on healthcare IT systems that operate under regulatory evolution and architectural constraints, I look forward to continuing the conversation. It's not defined by tools, it is defined by how well systems absorb regulatory evolution while maintaining operational stability. My focus lies at the intersection of regulatory requirements, clinical workflows, and structured system design.